wondering where my grandma was.
Doing this.
I gotta do it again. After this. Fuck. And then
you
I'll do
put
a
it-
ristretto. No?
Yeah, you can do this right, but have to be quick. So you keep your crema on the point.
Oh, look at that. Oh.
Trailing. Okay.
And then do I stop it?
Just press it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So you pull it up and you put the...
Why would you pull it up?
Yalla, you gotta drop it.
Okay,
See
alright.
how perfect it is.
Yay. I made this beautiful coffee. Alright. So that's basically how my usual mornings go. Good cup of coffee. I'm changing it up, going with long black. As you can see, my coffee skills are on point. I am so tired. Can't wait for my weekend, which is a Monday, Tuesday, and a Wednesday. And I can't wait to show you guys a really cool recipe that I want to do. It's called my potato mochi donut. I love mochi. I love cheesy and potato. And so it's gonna be a really fun kind of recipe that you can do at home. See you in a couple of days. Okay, finally it's a day off, and that means I'm gonna make my mochi donut recipe for you guys. But first things first, we're gonna go shop, and I'm not gonna shop for ingredients because I've got it all at home. I just wanna show you guys what I love to shop and why I love this mochi donut recipe and why mochi donut in particular. When I was in Copenhagen last year, I was at a restaurant doing work experience called Alchemist 2.0. Now, the best thing about Alchemist 2.0, it was really cool. It's like a kind of concept that I want to do one day. It was a restaurant that where's the entrance? Alchemist 2.0 is a restaurant that has like 55 courses and they do 40 covers a day, which is crazy. And there's one snack that I really wanted to try, which is called bikini or sunburnt bikini. It was a mochi donut. Inside was filled with Comté cheese and some kind of hamon or ham inside. And I thought that was really cool. So I want to make my own version of it. And it took me ages. It was the one recipe that I didn't get to make. And so it took me months to research and develop, trying to figure out what mochi and making it into a donut and what the feeling is going to be like and finding that sweet spot of the recipe. And I finally made it, but it's not gluten-free. So that's something I need to fix. Mochi. Yes. Wait, there's bubble tea mochi. Oh, sick. I'll give that a try. I'm not a big fan of these mochi because they're like red bean paste. I like the daifgu with the ice cream and sorbet inside. Or mochi donut, which is something that we're gonna make today. Something a bit different. I love mochi. Let's get some ice cream. Oh, yes, this is, okay. Oh, they don't have my favorite ones. Currant and cheese. My favorite one's like the zucchini one. It's not as tough. It's not yum. Strawberry cream. This is heaven for me. But where's the cupless water? Oh no. Oh, here it is. While we're here, why not? It's my favorite drink. I live by this. Okay, stocked up. I've got some snacks, got some mochi for reference and research. And then I'm feeling a bit peckish, so I'm gonna go to my favorite banh mi spot. So the filling, we're gonna use potato and cheese. Potato and cheese, what is like my travels in France, aligot. Aligot is a mixture of mash where they put a heap of cheese and it gets really stretchy. So the potato we want to use is called kipfler or finger potatoes. These are so much better, more versatile and less starchy. You can blend the shit out of them without it being really gluey. You don't want that. That's why I like to use kipfler potatoes. It's just really, it's a lot more versatile, tastier as well, I'd say. And it's better for mash. 2, 3, and 4. Get some butter. And also the most important thing is with any potato dish, besides cheese, is butter. We're gonna brown some butter, and it's gonna make it so much better. I'm gonna head home soon, but before we do that, right over there is my favorite banh mi spot. I'm gonna grab a bite or two. This is like my Vietnamese banh mi auntie, AKA Bunty. Yeah, I'll get the roast pork actually. Two roast pork. One with extra chili. Do you want chili?
A little bit.
Do you want chili? The worst is when, oh, is that my brother? Hold on. No, it's not. The worst was when, yesterday, same thing, but I thought they closed the lid properly. They didn't. So I was drinking on the lift, everything just spilled down all over me. I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And now I've got coffee spilled all over me again, 2 days in a row. Oh, and yesterday was because, well, worse because it was white pants. Amateur move. Oh, home already. All right, so we got our shopping here, and you got the essentials. Always need it. Butter. And okay, all right, for inspiration and R&D, this has been sitting out for a while. Oh, this actually looks so good. This become like a, what's called mukbang. Are so good. What I want to make is a potato mochi donut. It's going to be filled with potato cheese and then wrapped around a mochi dough we're going to deep fry. And later we're going to brush it with some beef fat and shave some truffles on top. All right, so I've spilt some friggin' coffee on me. Protect myself, get some apron on. It's really important to use this potato, the Kipling potato, so it doesn't get really, really gluey. This is really versatile and a good one to use. So first step, we're going to score this potato and cook it in some water and peel it before we blend it. So I've got a pot of water, chuck the potatoes in, and we're gonna cook these until they get really soft. While our potatoes are boiling, we're gonna make our mochi dough. So in this bowl, I've got a little bit of glutinous rice flour, some sugar, salt, and plain flour. This is gonna be the pre-mixed dough. We're gonna put this with some hot water, and separately, we're gonna add in just glutinous rice flour into this. I've got some hot water here, and what we're gonna do is give this a little quick stir. Pop in all the hot water at once. And what that's gonna do is cook the glutinous rice flour and the plain flour in a way of making like a starter dough. Once we've mixed everything in here, the next thing we're gonna do is gonna add this in batch. Half of the glutinous rice flour, mix it in slowly, and then we're gonna repeat that again. So we already added a little bit of our glutinous rice flour. I'm gonna add our last bit, mix it in slowly. You don't want to work too quickly, if not it goes everywhere. You want to work with a dough scraper, so that way it's easier to kind of work the dough into portions and folding it all in together. Scrape all the sides, bring it all into the middle, and push it down to the center. What this is gonna do is gonna absorb all the glutinous rice flour, and we're gonna knead the dough until it's really smooth. And you're gonna wanna use a tea strainer because we're gonna need extra glutinous rice flour. First, we're gonna dust the flour onto a wooden board, just so it doesn't stick to the board. Transfer it there. Keep this. All right, so now we're gonna knead the dough. It's gonna be sticky for a little bit, but the more you work it, it'll get smoother and smoother. Now the dough is gonna be nice and warm to work with to start, and then slowly, it'll start to kind of set as the sugars cool down. You only need to knead this dough until it's nice and smooth, so it only takes about 30 seconds or close to a minute. As you can see, it's starting to kind of come together. It's still nice and warm. So the most important thing is to keep this covered, either with a tea towel or put into a container when we portion it. You want to be nice and smooth and where it kind of It'll stretch a little bit, but also if you stretch it too fast, it'll just break. That's okay. The only important thing is you don't want it to dry out. So we'll roll these out and we'll weigh these into a 16-gram ball. To the dough scraper. Once we portion out the mochi into 16 grams, we roll it. All right, so we'll set this aside to cool down a little bit, and this is gonna create a little hub where it starts to bring out a bit of moisture from the steam and keep it moist and not dry out. Okay, so our potatoes have finished boiling. We've scored it, and the skin starts to come off. All you have to do is just peel it. Obviously, I didn't do apprenticeship. And the peeled potatoes, they're gonna go into a blender. Any blender that you have that can speed up real quick. And we're gonna pair it up with some brown butter. And it's as simple as letting your butter cook in a pot until the milk solids start to caramelize. And the butter goes brown. Let it cool down, so all that burnt caramelized milk bits stay in the bottom. You don't wanna use that bit. And here we've got some cream that's been reduced by 1/3. The quantities of the cream is down in the description below. And later we're gonna add the cheese when this is nice and hot. Next, we'll sprinkle in our cheese. And this is just Parmesan cheese that's been grated. And this is gonna add that umami bomb and that flavor with the brown butter. This is the inspiration for the Ali Go. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, it's looking real good. Gonna get a spatula, scrape on the sides. Nice. Look at that. This is not even seasoned yet, so gonna add some salt and taste it first, because Parmesan cheese is quite salty anyway. So good. About a teaspoon of salt. Scrape on the sides. And we're gonna blend it until it's super smooth. All right, let's check this bad boy. Yes. Nice, shiny, smooth. And it's up to you how much cheese you want to put in. One final taste test. It's good, it's good. Into a piping bag. I've got a lot of extra mix. You can have this aside with beef, like a mashed potato, or freeze it for another time. Into a piping bag, and then we're gonna chill this down before we pipe it into a spherical mold. So once we've got the potato mix done, put it into a piping bag, let it cool down, and then we're gonna pipe it into a small spherical mold. Fill it up so you don't get air pockets as well, make sure. It's basically like a potato ganache. Oh shit. That wasn't meant to happen. It's exploding the side, so sad. Damn. Oh my days. Anyways. So that wasn't meant to happen, but anyways, we're just gonna push this potato ganache into the mold, trying to get as much of the air pockets out and make it flat. Pop this in the freezer until it's completely solid, and then we're gonna join the halves together. So once we've got our potato mix frozen, we're gonna heat up a little tray. Not too hot. And then join the two halves together. Just like so. We wanna keep this in the freezer. So once we've got the two potato halves joined, we're gonna start rolling our mochi. Clean, dry hands. Back to the strainer. Just dust your hands a little bit. Like that, not too much. Now we're gonna roll the mochi until it's smooth. Not too much. Make a little dimple. Pop in our potato ball. And what you wanna do is kind of wrap it like a dumpling. Cover it to the top, pinch. And then from here, it doesn't look perfect, but we're gonna use our palms, both of them, sandwich it, roll it hard, and then carefully we shape. Now, the more you roll, the shinier it gets and the smoother it is. You don't want to press it too hard, but you also want to make sure that you don't have air pockets. You can feel it if there is, and you want to make sure it's all sealed, because if it isn't sealed, it's all going to leak out or it's just going to burst when you fry it. Make it into a perfect or close to perfect little mochi ball like that. And we freeze this until it's completely frozen solid, so that way when it fries, you get a really nice smooth skin. Now we're gonna dust, this is optional. I like to do this, so that kind of keeps the shape as much as possible for this potato mochi onto the tray. I learned this whole technique from that restaurant that I was talking about, Alchemist 2.0. They wouldn't tell me what the recipe for their mochi is, but they told me it was glutinous rice flour, a bit of sugar, and wheat starch. So I think wheat starch is what makes it different and makes it gluten-free. And I'm yet to kind of try that recipe. I'm using the palm of my hands, kind of not shaping it too flat, not making it too weird where it gets all concaved, but just very gently. Let me show you, the more you roll it, you don't want to roll it too much, but the more you roll it, the shinier it gets and the better it fries. You can start to see it start to glisten a little bit more. Bam. When the mochi dough starts to dry out too much, you can see it starts to crack a bit more. That's when you need to work faster or cover the container. Seal it here, pinch, and it goes around. So many of these I can snack. You can also do different fillings inside, like a white chocolate ganache or even Nutella, freeze it. That's the best thing about this. You can make it sweet or savory. Sweet X salty. Nice. So cute. So you want to dust it. So what happens is when you freeze it, it doesn't crack it. It kind of keeps it nice and dry and holds its shape really nicely. Into the freezer until it's really frozen solid, and then we're going to start to fry it. So anyways, while the oil is heating up, it's not really much happening. So we're going to pair this up with some truffles. If you don't have any truffles, just get some jamon, or you can grate some cheese. And we're going to brush it with some beef fat. How to make beef fat is so easy. Get trimmings from the beef, that's the fattiest side, and just put it on a pan. Get all that oil out, render the fat. So we want to fry this at 180 degrees. All right, so I've got some truffles from Tasmania, and I know you don't have to have truffles, you really don't, but this is what I have on the menu, the snack. I'm gonna use this little nugget. And if you don't have truffles, use jamon, or prosciutto, or Iberico ham, whichever you prefer. So the oil is nice and hot, 180 degrees. We're gonna fry a couple of these. And I'm gonna pull out my timer. Make sure they don't touch. And these should be perfectly done at exactly 5 minutes and 30 seconds. And once in a while, give it a little swirl around so it gets nice and even heating. So when you're frying this, make sure you have a deep fryer, not what I'm doing right now. When I first developed this recipe, I had that kind of Parmesan potato mixture really, really loose. So what happened was the liquid kind of started to burst out of the potato mochi, and hot oil with liquid does not mix well. Anyways, so when you know when this is about to be almost done, it'll start to float. And what time is it now? So it's 2 minutes and 43 to go. You can start to see it going a bit golden. Look how shiny it is. So shiny. It's beautiful. You want to get it nice and deep and golden. Get that crisp on the outside, and then you get that beautiful chewy mochi, and then bam, explosion of flavor. So when we first start off with the mochi, when we put it in, it just sinks straight to the bottom. But now look at it, it's starting to float up. There you go, that's when you know it's almost done. Look at that. And it's only a minute to go. I think this one is done though. Pop that here. I was looking about done as well. Just waiting on one more, 30 seconds to go. All right, last but not least, that one's done. You can hear it screaming as well. Can you hear it? Gonna drain the oil. Now, while that's still hot, you don't want to eat it straight away. That'll burn your freaking mouth. Okay, I've got some truffles here. I'm gonna shave it. Just melt it slightly. Find the uglier side of, I don't know, the potato mochi. pick up our truffle. It's like sushi. Dip it. Drain out the fat a little bit and stick on the truffle. Just like that. Boom. Okay, that is my truffle potato mochi. And I'm gonna set this down. Oh, you can hear how crispy it is. So good. So good. And last but not least, this one here. I've got some sliced up hamon. You can put some beef fat too, why not? Beef fat's always good. And just drape it over. Alright, just cover it so you get this nice contrast of like salty, meaty goodness. Bam. That is my potato and truffle cheese mochi. This one is another one that I just fried. Let's see without the truffle. Oh, look at that stretch, look at that stretch. Oh, obviously there's no ooze in this one. Wait, the oil was too hot. Now this one should ooze out. Oh, there it is. Woo! You get that stretch of the mochi and that gooey, cheesy center. Oh, so good. All right, so on black, let's do this again. Then, if I'm not mistaken, I did what they told me, and it's still shit. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that recipe. That's my favorite snack on the menu at the moment. I'm gonna go on the rest of my day. Let me know how you go. When it comes to trying different flavors, try peanut butter or Nutella, and leave me a comment down below. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Do you want some? Cup of water? Yeah? Little snack. You want some as well? No? This is like life juice right here.